everybody. Welcome back to the Youtini Show, your one-stop shop for all things going on in Star Wars. I'm Eric here with Wes for our weekly crash out, it appears, because some crazy stuff has come to light in the Star Wars world. Ben Solo almost had his own movie, and it was even better than you can imagine. Star Wars Explained has become canon. Quantic Dream says, of course, Star Wars Eclipse is still on the way. And 10 years of the Force Awakens trailer begs the question, is it in fact the best of all time? But everybody, we have to start tonight with a bit of breaking news, thanks to a brand new interview with Adam Driver. While speaking with AP, Driver let it slip that he actually wanted to return as Ben Solo after The Rise of Skywalker. But wait, it gets better. Turns out that he worked on the potential The Hunt for Ben Solo film for over 2 years alongside director Steven Soderbergh of Ocean's 11 fame. They loved it. Lucasfilm loved it, but Disney said no. So Wes, what the hell? Why did we not get this movie?
What is the reasoning for Disney saying no to this? Was there no money in the budget? I mean, they don't have caps on the Disney budget.
It's dumber than that. It's dumber than that, Wes. It's dumber than that. I will tell you what it is. He said, quote, "We took it to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, the people in charge of Disney, and they said no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive, and that was that."
Excuse me?
That's it.
Have they seen Star Wars?
Yep. He said, no, I'll read a bunch of the quotes.
Okay, please.
You know what? Adam Driver was talking a lot today. Apparently, he said, now that it's not going to happen, I can just talk about it. He said it was one of the coolest effing scripts he had ever been a part of. They got a script writer. 2 years putting it together with Soderbergh. Again, Ocean's 11, Black Box, I believe, of this year, like Crime, like Logan, all these really cool movies. Scott Burns wrote a script. He said it was one of the coolest things he'd ever seen. Driver wanted to do it. Kathleen Kennedy reached out to Adam Driver first and asked if he'd be interested in doing it and bringing back the character, and he said yes. He said they wanted to be judicial about how they're going to spend the money and do it for less than most other movies, because that's what they did with Empire Strikes Back. That was an inspiration. And he said he really enjoyed making the idea. And Soderbergh said, "I really enjoyed making the movie in my head. I'm just sorry the fans won't get to see it." So they were going to do it for less money. Lucasfilm wanted to do it. Kathleen Kennedy, all you who hate Kathleen Kennedy, she wanted to do it. And Iger said no.
The last bullet point on here was Disney has declined comment.
Yes, they've not commented. I'm sure they might. Like this literally broke an hour before we started recording tonight.
Yeah.
And it's in Variety now. I'm sure it'll be everywhere if you haven't seen it already. But it is a moment where apparently in 2022 this got denied, and I'm like, yes, it was right on the heel of the COVID stuff. Disney Plus was probably at its height, and they're like, well, maybe movie theaters aren't going to be a thing, and they just cut it out. But dude, Driver wanted to come back and play Ben Solo again.
They brought back Palpatine. God, they really. Yeah. I mean,
how'd they do that, Wes? What was the line that they wrote to bring it back?
Oh hell! Oh, somehow Palpatine has returned. I don't remember.
It's that you can understand. That they can understand. But no idea.
They didn't just bring him back. They kind of they shoehorned him. They smashed it in our face. They were just like, here he is. He's never going away. Yep. You're always going to have him. And meanwhile, we're just like, we want more Ben Solo.
We got dude, you got the thing that makes me obviously we crashed out at the end of last week's show. This is the beginning of this week's show. Go back and listen to that if you haven't. We got over the Empire list. But the thing that gets me the most about this is that this isn't Adam Driver saying, sure, I'll come back. We've seen that all the time. Oscar Isaac's like, sure, we'll see what the story is. And John Boyega's like, I'm open to it. They leave the door open for a check, right? That's fine. That's different. Adam Driver spent 2 years of his own life putting together this film with a team. They were putting together a production called The Hunt for Ben Solo, and they said they had a script, which famously Star Wars doesn't always have.
Oh.
And they had it ready to go, and everyone involved with making Star Wars, from the Lucasfilm side, said yes, go, and freaking Iger, dude. Bob.
Is there a chance that this could, what happens in episode 10, 11, and 12. Like if 10 begins and that they start having the story, they already explained how Ben Solo is never coming back or something, and they've already like put that into. But regardless,
I doubt they address it in 10, 11, 12, honestly.
Regardless, I think like they can. There is a way. There's like there is
verbatim.
Not. Yeah, there is a way. Obviously,
Driver was like, Lucasfilm loved the idea and they understood our angle. Like the people who create Star Wars understood how this would fit. They knew the story would work and they presented it to Disney. Who listen. I would argue I've been a pretty staunch Disney Star Wars defender in my life, of like the business side of things. I'd be like, yes, shut up. They're doing a good job. They're a conglomerate. They have a bottom line. Let's all be adults. But this moment, when you have Kathleen Kennedy telling you, yo, I know that Rise of Skywalker did not make a lot of money. We found that out with Forbes this week. That's beside the point, that it really like had barely any profit, mostly loss. But like, you got Adam Driver, who 2022, he is a booming movie star. I mean, this guy is working with all the auteurs. He was doing great stuff. I think he was already nominated for an Oscar for Marriage Story. I don't remember. But like, he's at the peak of his power, working with a director who people famously love. And you just say no because like, is The Mandalorian season 2 streaming too well? Like, what in the world?
Do you have a bad taste in your mouth from episode 9 that you're just like, nope, that's it. Episode 9 is it, and we're gonna start with something brand new.
So, man.
Like, that's probably what it was. That's business guys, man. Business guys will just be like, we gotta cut our losses. We gotta start fresh. Like, we didn't get enough.
Sucks.
We didn't get enough Ben Solo. One of the best scenes or like parts of episode what am I thinking about? Episode 8 was the Ben Solo part with Luke when he was trying to teach him, right? Like, that was some early Ben Solo that we look like. There's got to be more here. There's got to be more here, right?
And then the turn in episode 9 where you get the Harrison Ford dad scene where he throws the saber, and then that whole last half hour, which I argue is easily the best part of the movie. Like, he doesn't say anything, but he's acting his face off.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
That's Ben.
Yes, and he had his Ben Solo gear on. He was no longer the big bad. Didn't have his helmet anymore. Nope. I mean, he was ready.
Had like his crew neck.
Yeah, he had
his crew neck sweater.
He had his ninja suit on. He was ready to rock.
Yeah.
But that's it's just outright no. Like,
and the thing that is so weird about this is that I think we also understand in Star Wars there's a lot of things that get rumored, they don't happen, that never make it to a certain point. And like, within minutes of this story breaking from Adam Driver's quotes, Steven Soderbergh had released a statement that said, I enjoyed making the movie in my head. Like, he confirmed it immediately.
Oh, man.
Like, this was a real thing for years. People were talking about this in real Hollywood circles. Like, this is the first one that I personally believe actually had a shot and got shot down. Like, I think a lot of the other ones really never made it as far as we assume. This was in a meeting room.
I mean, is it shelved? They said no, not now. I mean, when did Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, when are they retiring, right?
Here's the question, Wes. Now, here's what I want to pose to you, because now we get into the psychology of billionaires. A terrifying thing, right?
Of course. I know all about it.
Yeah, right. We know. Well, you are.
Yeah.
So,
as a couple of hundredaires, we have quite a. Right. We know what we're talking about.
Oh God! Well, now that I'm buying Star Wars Unlimited cards, I'm definitely maybe a hundredaire. But like, I think the thing that we have to think about is going forward. Obviously, the initial reaction to this will be twofold. Number one, the Ben Solo loving Star Wars community. A lot of people in our circles, a lot of the positive folks, are going to be like, oh my God, why wasn't this made? This was so stupid. You're morons for not greenlighting this. The Star Wars theory, hateful, toxic whatevers will see, ha, oh my God, what a terrible idea. See, Disney hated their own product, and it'll be, so it's bad either way.
Right.
If I am Bob Iger and I have a decent ego, right? As you have to. I don't think that there's any way either one of those groups make me say, oh, my bad. I guess this would have worked. Let me greenlight it. Now, I'm not saying that anything would work. You do not have to bow down to a billionaire and be like, hey, you're great. Please make a thing. I think that there is a real possibility that no means no, like a crappy parent thing might be the way that Bob Iger deals with this. And he is going to retire soon. Like, they are potentially looking for a replacement, but he already retired once. He pulled his own Palpatine and came back. With the other Bob. With
Stay gone.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think this proves that there is a story if that script exists, someone will find it. It'll pull like a the Duel of the Fates, like the episode 9 that never was, that got leaked. Like there's a possibility that's on a hard drive somewhere, and maybe that becomes a book or a comic or something. But I don't know.
What's frustrating?
Like they think it's final.
What's frustrating about this is that, like you said, Adam Driver was like worked on it and was like, I am all in on this. Let's do it. It's not like somebody had presented them a script and was like, yeah, maybe if they say okay, right. So like he was like, I'm working on it. If they greenlight it, I'm in this thing. Yeah. And like,
which is crazy because I thought, am I crazy? I thought he kind of hated it. I thought he was
so done. Did I. I thought he was done with it. Yeah, I thought he was straight up done with Star Wars. He was like,
there's no way.
Yeah, I did my tour of duty.
Actor. He's done.
Yeah, and so. That is why, and he's like arguably one of the top tier actors in this whole series, especially outside of Star Wars, right? So like,
absolutely,
how do you not want him back in your franchise? Like people are like, oh, I know Adam Driver from this, and this, and it's not Star Wars, so I'm gonna check out Star Wars, and then they're like, oh, that's not a good idea.
He specifically understood the difference between Ben Solo and Kylo Ren, which, of course, he played the characters, and you can see them differently in the way he acts them. It seems obvious, but this means that he's like, oh, no, there's something in the spirit of Ben that is not done. And they say in the article, like, he initially was pitched a trilogy, and he thought he was going to be like a reverse Darth Vader kind of thing. And I'm like, cool. And then obviously episode 9 didn't quite give him the story that he wanted, so there was more meat on the bone, so to speak. And I feel like he was just eager. He taught like this again. Go look up this article, guys. AP did it. Variety, everyone's talking about it. You can find it easily. He seems very earnestly excited about what this project was. Unfortunately, though, he does say, where does he say? It was called The Hunt for Ben Solo, and it was really cool. But it is no more, so I can finally talk about it. Like, he's kind of talking like the NDA is expired, so, like, that is pretty fine.
Yeah.
I can... Yeah. And I don't think that's because he's like, no, now I won't. I think if he could, he still would, but that makes me feel like there was some kind of final kibosh on this.
God, how could they say they don't see him coming back? Like, they could do so many things with the dyad. They could do so many things with it. Like,
but they don't get it. Like, the Disney folks don't get it. Like, Lucasfilm got it, and that should be who matters. Right?
Exactly. Those are that's the brain right there. I guess the pocketbook, on the other hand, was just like, meh. We have to make something else.
And you have such good. And what interests me most about it too, like I love Ben Solo as a character. I've never been a Reylo shipper person, whatever. Like, love what you love, but I thought he was so fascinating as a character, and the few little glimpses we get at young him in the comics and some book passages are really, really cool. But like you said, Driver is probably the best actor in the franchise, at least in the sequel trilogy. We have Soderbergh, who is a phenomenal director. Like, and this Scott Burns dude, he wrote Bourne Ultimatum. He's worked with Adam Driver before on The Informant. No, one other. The Report. It was he's worked with him before. He knows his cadence. And like Driver was like, oh no, this is one of the best things I've written. Like the creative team was cooking in something they believed in, and I feel like we usually go concept first, then a creative team in terms of excitement levels in Star Wars, and I feel like they were even on this. Ugh, this just sucks, man.
That does suck.
Like, you should try to spin it and be like, well, maybe like this blows. I really wanted this movie now. It's a real bummer.
Yeah, like I said, there is meat on the bone, like you were saying, for more Ben Solo. But because, I mean, we got who's Ben Solo in Legends? Jason? No.
Oh yeah, Jason Solo.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, we got a little bit of that, but like canon wise, there's so much more there. Maybe they get back to it like in future movies or something. But this hurts, Bob. Thanks.
I don't know. You know what? Maybe. I don't know. You know what I'm also thinking about? You know what this is to me, Wes? This is the Micah Parsons trade, because you know what happened? He came.
What a great
Micah
analogy.
Parsons, Adam Driver, came to Jerry Jones, Disney, and said, I want to stay in Star Wars, the Dallas Cowboys, for life. Do this. And they said, no. And then he's like, oh, well, I know better, and my ego is too big to say when I was wrong, so I'm going to get rid of you.
Oh,
and
no.
now he's going to go off and do really cool stuff with other people, and we, the fans, just have to sit knowing what a cool Super Bowl season would have been if we would have kept Micah or Adam Driver.
Perfect analogy for a Monday night.
Thank you. I've gone through this so many times in my life, and this is just like... It also just speaks to a complete misunderstanding of how Star Wars can work from that business standpoint, because like Ventress was died and they put her in a water bath and boom, now she's back. Great, who cares? Palpatine, honestly, the as much as we meme it, the idea of Palpatine returning is not my biggest issue with that film. Like, sure, the dark side is pathways to the Force. Momin lived in a mask for centuries in comic. Who cares? Like, death is not, especially like Force death. Like I gave up my life force to her and then I died into the Force and whatever. You can get past that.
Yeah, what if he's no longer Force sensitive? He's just alive. I mean,
yeah. What if he has to like figure? What if the hunt for Ben Solo is he's hunting to find himself, or because of the dyad, him and Rey, there is a power that can be accessed for you to go through some kind of Force Virgins. We love They love Force Virgins in this universe. They can do anything.
It's the secret that Plagueis knew how to bring back people to life. We could have brought Plagueis back in this whole hunt for Ben Solo. You never know. Oh.
That said, maybe they do it. Maybe you know what? The age of social media is so weird. When you air it out, sometimes it happens. Ryan Reynolds wanted to be Deadpool, so he leaked that test footage and became Deadpool. Obviously, it's a different thing.
Oh.
But, you know,
there's a chance. There's a chance.
Like, I'm usually not this person, but like, is there a petition we can sign? Like, is there something going on that we can just be like, guys, we will all go see this movie?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, find it.
Petition for Hunt for Ben Solo. And there is at change.org. Petition, bring Ben Solo back. It's older, though. It's from January 3rd, 2020.
Someone make it tonight. Start it tomorrow. And we will get cooking on this, because there's just too much goodness in it, man. Like, we have so many things, too, that are kind of cooking right now, like the Rey movie and Dawn of the Jedi, which I do think are pushing forward. Like, just add this to the hopper, man.
I agree.
If there's a script and a director, just throw it out.
Yeah, you already, some of the, like, bulk of the work is done.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I mean,
they did it.
Like the story, you're right. So, I mean, you got to get, production and everything put together, but, like.
Seriously. and they want to.
What a weird
And
industry.
they want to do it for cheaper. He's like, we wanted to do it as a lower budget thing.
Yeah,
like,
we're thinking about the costs involved as well. But even if it was low budget with Adam Driver in there, it's gonna be phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah. Hey, can we bring back Adam Driver, an Oscar-nominated actor, to do a character that was, even all of the sequel trilogy stuff aside, even the toxic dude bros dig his performance, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Adam Driver's performance is one of the, I think, the unimpeachable things about the sequel trilogy. Like, even if people don't love Kylo Ren being whiny or blah, 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 like, he is awesome. And he's a great character. The evolution is great. The stuff with him as a Solo, which we never really got enough into. Like, he's the last son of Alderaan and the last of the Solo line, and both of those are done now. Like, he was technically a prince of Alderaan, if we're going by lineage.
Our prince. I didn't even think about that. Like, he's the last son of Alderaan. That's wild. Yeah, but no, Eric. We don't need that story. That's
how
ridiculous.
could he be alive? Moving on.
He died. Everybody saw him die.
What, is Forky going to be in it? Can you put Forky in it?
I don't want Toy Story 5.
God. No, me neither. Listen, Toy Story 1, 2, 3, perfect trilogy. Perfect trilogy. Toy Story 4, shameless cash grab. Sorry, comment me in the comments. Mask is off. I am here. Okay? Of course, I'll still go see it, though, because I have A-list, and it doesn't matter. You know what I would see a lot in A-list? The Hunt for Ben Solo. I would see that 84 million times.
I'd see it more than once, and I'd pay full price. How about that? And I'd buy your popcorn and your concessions.
Yep. I would upgrade it all. I go 4DX. Anyway.
All right.
That stinks. Let us know in the comments if you'd see this movie. Of course you would. I'll say it.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Let us know if you would see this really cool movie. Anyway, we'll keep you guys updated. I don't know. Adam Driver put it out there, and he does not seem like the kind of guy to say a lot of things that he shouldn't say.
Yeah. I haven't seen him come out and put himself out there for a failed project like that before.
No.
Or not, that's not even a failed project, a project that could have been, right? And just
Soderbergh, man, just I don't know. Listen, the world in 2021, we can all forgive who we were 4 years ago. That was right after the COVID year. We were still in it a little bit. Things were wild. A lot of us weren't acting. That's all. Listen, Bob. Thank you for hanging in there, Bob. Let me talk to you just one-on-one. Everybody, go take a break. I'm gonna talk to Bob. Mr. Iger, it's okay. You made a mistake. I've made plenty, especially in that year, right? If you just want to say, hey, I think this is actually a great idea. It wasn't the time. The times weren't right, but now we see movie theaters are back. And we really love our in-theater audience. Barbenheimer was big. Remember Barbenheimer? You could do that, Bob. That'd be so great. Go ahead and just say, now we're in. We're doubling down on Star Wars, the films in the theaters, and we can make this movie. So thank you, Bob, for your attention. Everyone else, I think we have one option here. I think we got to make Mandalorian and Grogu get to 1 billion. I think that's what we got. We got to make it look like it's basically a car wash fundraiser for the future of Star Wars films, okay? So just do it. The actors are in. Also, I'm just crashing out so hard over this. You know what? This also makes me happy because this means he wasn't affected by any of the toxic crap online to the point where he didn't want to come back.
That's true.
All the fears we had about that, he was like, no, I want to make this. I like the character.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's give it a shot. So that didn't happen, which is very sad. But let us know if you'd see this movie. We sure would. But now we need to talk about things that actually did happen because everybody, the Star Wars community may be a little bummed right now. But speaking of the incredible Star Wars community, last week we found out that a pillar of our community joined a galaxy far, far away in a rather unexpected way. Now, if you've been around this space for any amount of time, you've probably seen Alex and Molly Damon of Star Wars Explained. They've been two of the best voices in Star Wars for over a decade now, and they're in Star Wars now. Kind of. Because earlier this month, Beyond Victory, that mixed reality playset, was released, and within that game, a view screen can be found showing Space Wars, an in-universe holodrama with a quoted review from Space Wars Explained. Alex and Molly have confirmed independently that, yes, this was a direct reference to them. They were asked about it, and it is now officially part of Star Wars. So, Wes, how awesome is it that these folks are now essentially in Star Wars after covering it for like a decade?
That is like a cherry on top of all the work that you've done to, to express your love for Star Wars, to get people into Star Wars, and they are entrenched in Star Wars forever. Even though it's kind of buried a little bit inside this pretty niche area of Star Wars, not within like a movie or a TV show or anything.
Reality playset.
Yeah, right. But still, like
in Arabic, by the way, we're showing it on here. Like,
right.
Arabic translated, but yeah,
still. That is above and beyond a lot of things that a lot of creators have done, and they've got recognition for it, and they should be recognized. And I'm glad that they got recognized for it.
Couldn't agree more. Alex and Molly are two of the best people you can meet in this fandom straight up. If you run into them at Dragon Con or Celebration or anywhere, they're so nice, so gracious, and so smart in the way that they cover Star Wars and for the love of Star Wars. And they give like thoughtful critiques on things they don't agree with, and they always stand on the right side of history in this fandom. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they are now like unequivocally in Star Wars now. Like, and the Wikipedia page, the Wook also is mentioned here. It's Holopedia is mentioned, which is Wikipedia. So like, they had a lot of fun with little Easter eggs in here, and I think it's just so cool that people, that are good and have just done the work and have been gracious for years and have made this their lives and their career, and also haven't been afraid to use their platform to stand up for people that need it, and spoken out when they need to, have just been honored officially in a way that can't be taken away now. That is officially part of the story forever, and can now be referenced, honestly, in other places.
Yeah, and they're like, just on the surface, their videos and content are fantastic. They can get you up to speed. They can get you into Star Wars if you've never seen it. They can get like people who are veterans of Star Wars. They get to even more deep dives and stuff. And like, their videos and their content is really well done and well deserved. So good. I'm proud of them. It's great.
Absolutely awesome. So this makes me ask, Wes, this has happened. Clearly, Youtini's next.
What about us?
If we had to do it, if we had our druthers, how would you like us to be put into canon Star Wars? This could be the Youtini show. This could be Eric and Wes. This could be the Youtini site, the timeline, whatever it may be. How would you put us in Star Wars canon media?
Oh, wow. I didn't even... Okay, so I would think it'd have to do something with... And do something with the timeline and something with books. So maybe like just and it would be I think it'd be nice. It'd be way too over the top, but if you were in a TV show and somebody has a newspaper open or something, well, maybe not a newspaper, just like a hollow paper, a hollow whatever, and it shows like Youtini reviews like whatever, just something that says Youtini on it, that says reviews, and then like a book, or it reviews some sort of literature within, but just a glance, like half a second just goes by and that's it. That would be fantastic. But I mean, even then, I think that's a little far fetched. But I think that would be like my ask, to get Youtini reviews, because we at Youtini, and I would say others at Youtini, not me, the guys that have put so much work into the review system and the timeline, like they deserve all the credit and they should get some kind of recognition for that. And I think either timeline or like review wise in like a Star Wars TV show would be fantastic.
That's awesome. I love that a lot. I'm gonna go fully selfish on this. What I would like, so you know how in the High Republic they had a real Dyro who was like that reporter that kept showing up in different places. She was like, I forgot exactly what she was from, but she talked to Lena So, and she'd do like news reports and stuff. I would like, at some point, if you want someone to do the news or be in a shot, give them like white goggles or white glasses of somehow. That's what I do. And you know what? You know what my name backwards is, Wes? My first name backwards and then my last name backwards. I learned this when I was in elementary school because it was a game we had to do. Is Kyer Nesrelli is my name backwards.
You have a Star Wars name.
Star Wars name, okay? I'm putting it out 100%. Yours was way better and way nicer about everything. I am going full selfish. Kyer Nesrelli. Put the goggles on. Make him a reporter. Make him a Jedi. Do whatever you want. Or Wes's answer is good too. That'd be really nice to kind of show everybody. But if you want to really make me happy instead, that is a free name. It is a free spot. If anybody needs something like that, that would be that'd be delightful.
Yeah, in the comments, put your name backwards in there.
Yeah, what is your Star Wars name?
Who has the best Star Wars name within the universe? That'd be hilarious.
It's like one of those phishing tweets. It's like, what's your Star Wars name? Do your name backwards, the last four of your social, and your pet's name. But yeah, that would be dope. Real talk, though. Congratulations, Alex and Molly. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I think you guys obviously deserve it so freaking much, and I love it. I'm not gonna play Beyond Victory. I'm not gonna do it. But sorry, I appreciate that you guys are in it, and I hope that a lot of authors and like comic writers and artists and stuff now put like Space Wars Explained in the back. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun for that to continue, right? And continue in other media. So I hope so.
That would be awesome. So fingers crossed. Congrats, guys. All right. Now let's stay in the kind of gaming space for a hot second to talk about something that may or may not be canon because it may or may not exist. 3 years ago, Quantic Dream released possibly the best cinematic trailer in Star Wars history for Star Wars Eclipse. But since then, nothing. Updates about the game have been impossible to find, with many fans assuming that this means the game is never coming out or perhaps was never real to begin with. But fear not, everyone. This week, Quantic Dream put out an update about their future games as a company that included the quote, "Of course, development of Star Wars Eclipse continues, and we are eager to share more with you in the future." Of course, of course, of course. Wes,
Of course.
does this meager update give you any hope about the future of Eclipse, or are we just kind of leaning into false hope?
Of course. Of course.
Of course it's continuing.
Of course seems pretty like like it's happening. Like they're still.
Yeah.
I mean, they could obviously still be working on it. Yes, somebody could be working on it, and like as a side project, but it may not be greenlit for anything. We haven't seen anything in 3 years, but like I don't think this is happening. Sorry, like
so I was of this opinion.
Unless this is the
what?
best video game that we have ever seen since Rockstar Games Grand Theft Auto, then this isn't happening.
So I was of this opinion. I was thinking this, and I was like, well, maybe not. Maybe they shelved it. And then today I went and pulled the trailer that we're showing on the screen now, which, by the way, if you haven't watched the Eclipse trailer in a couple of years, watch it again. It is the most beautiful trailer they've ever done.
Pretty good.
It brings a tear to my eye with how great it is. But I was scrolling down and I saw the comments. And a lot of them were like, this is amazing, oh my God. And they were older. But then someone said, hey, just so you know, Detroit Become Human, another one of Quantic Dream's games, probably its most popular game. That trailer came out in 2012, and the game came out in 2019, 7 years later. So, that was this studio has set a precedent for that. This was only announced 3 years ago. So, on that timeline, there's still plenty of time
for
Quantic Dream to make a game. And I will say, this trailer is so polished, so good looking. There's locations, there's tons of alien species, lightsabers, there's starships, there's Trade Federation giant bases, there's Jedi, there's these new beings, there's like these, it looks like Dune at one point with all these armies going around. Like, I don't know what this could possibly be, except that apparently it's in the High Republic, but like, I don't know, man, if you're making a 7-year video game, I hope it looks like this.
Yeah,
right?
maybe it's so massive. Like, what is that game that's like the biggest? It's No Man's Sky. That like it's infinite. It's infinite. Like it's so big that maybe they're making just a giant open world Star Wars, their High Republic game, and that you can explore. Yeah. And it takes 7 years to put together. Like they're just now like. Ironing out all the coding and stuff, but now they were like they had all these coders and all these everybody working on like now that AI has grown to what it is, like they're able to use AI to make this thing more polished, I guess. But like this trailer is like a movie. This is a movie trailer.
It's a straight up movie, and and their games are so narrative. Like, it's all about storyline, and maybe if they're doing this and it all has to be, like, choice-based and things, like, that takes a long time to write out. And also, I will say, from the gaming standpoint, Quantic Dream also put out this trailer this week for, like, this new, like, shooter game that they have coming out that's probably going to, like, be free to play and then bail in, like, 9 months. So there's probably a lot of resources that were going towards that. So maybe that has to fail and die before they're allowed to put people onto this project or something. But I like the idea that they're taking time to do it and that they're still acknowledging that it exists. Like, the page is still up, the trailer is still up. Like, maybe, because like games just take so long to make nowadays, which is one of the complaints about it, right? Is that we hear about a game and then it takes so long to happen. And sometimes when they come out, they're great. But if they get rushed, then they're buggy. Like, the bar is just so high for gaming. It's way higher than it was when we were younger. Sorry to, like, break that little bubble of like, oh, I missed the 360 and the PS2 days. Sure, the games were so much simpler in a way we expected out of them.
I think they've learned a lot from Cyberpunk and from like a lot of like Call of Duty games that have come out every single year. There's so many bugs. There's so much stuff wrong with them that they don't put a timeline on it. They don't give you an exact date because they want to make sure it works day one. And the games that I play, I haven't seen it come out flawless yet. There's been every game that I played in the last couple of years, there's been bugs and patches and everything that happens within the first week. And that's come to be expected, even if they run betas before the game even starts or alphas or all that stuff. So maybe they are. Maybe the of course is real. Maybe the of course is real, and I
am team of
working
course.
on it.
I am team of course right now because this is too cool, and it does their shareholders no good to say something is coming that isn't.
That is also true.
That is not helpful because that means that they have people they are paying salaries to work on this project. And if it doesn't come out, then all that is wasted money.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Again, if it is a 7-year gap between Detroit being announced and then coming out, I'm going to expect 7 years. That's where we're 3 years in. We're almost halfway. That's how I'm looking at it.
If it's that far down the line, does this turn into a VR game? Do they have a VR option a regular option? At 7 years, a long time.
VR is not the future of gaming. I feel like we keep this is also a soapbox of mine. Motion controls and VR are not the future of gaming. They are gimmicks that come and go. The Kinect, the Wii,
the Kinect.
Fine. Remember the Kinect? I had a Kinect, and then I unplugged it and put it in a closet where it belonged. We want controllers and televisions. Stop trying to make the hardware more complicated. You nailed it with the NES, and we're just taking that, okay? Controller, television. I don't need to be the character. The character is in better shape than I am, okay? I don't want to get winded playing games.
There's a point to be had for that, of course, yeah. But
I'm excited for it, though. I want it. I want it to happen. I cannot take the Ben Solo movie not happening and Star Wars Eclipse not happening because they're two things that I really want that look really cool. I just want cool things in my Star Wars, Wes.
I
I'm
get
a simple
you.
Man. I just want cool things.
And and we should all rejoice in knowing that they are working on Star Wars content. They're not just like putting stuff on the back burner. So we have, of course they
are.
I would love for some type of update outside of the word of course.
Yes. Anything else would be great. A little behind the scenes thing, but again, if they're taking their time, what was their other game? Heavy Rain was their other game, right? So that was in 2010. That got announced. Now I need to look back at this.
Maybe they could send out system requirements, like what system do you
2006 they put out a tech demo, and then it came out in 2010. So that was a demo they had in 2006, and it was still 4 more years. So like, we're not there yet. Okay, it takes a while for this company to make games.
So yeah, maybe that's their thing. Maybe they take a long time to produce a quality product, and we should just go with that. I don't think it's happening. Okay, but
it's happening. Of course it is. Of course. I'm gonna say it to you like every year now when something I'm like, well, what's of course? Of course. Of course it's happening.
Let's go back to this article that we looked at a year ago. Look at that. See those 4 words, or 3 words there? It said it 4 times. Of course it's happening.
Yeah. Hey Eric, can you afford all the Star Wars Unlimited cards? Of course. Of course I can. Of course. So let us know in the comments. Are you excited for Star Wars Eclipse? Go watch the trailer again if you haven't in a while, because it will reinvigorate you, because it is easily the best trailer that we've ever seen of a video game. But, my friends, speaking of incredible trailers, last week we did also celebrate the 10-year anniversary. That's right, a full decade of the official trailer for The Force Awakens. Now, if you're like me, you remember everything about this trailer, from the first shot of Rey, to the action shots, to the theme, and more, all that good stuff. But, Wes, let me ask you, what do you remember about seeing this trailer for the first time back in 2015?
Okay, so
this was the big boy.
This is the first thing that I remember, or not so far much as like the picture quality or anything like that. It's the music. The music is what brings me into Star Wars, and I was Like, I had no idea. I had no idea about the characters that were going on in The Force Awakens. I went in blind pretty much. I was questioning. I was like, how does everybody know already about Kylo Ren and Rey and all these characters? Like, how the hell they know? The movie hasn't come out yet.
What memo did you miss?
Yeah. So I went in blind, and when I first saw the trailer, I was just like, I saw it 4 times. I saw it day one. I saw it twice day one, back to back, and then I saw it the next day for the 3rd time, and then 4th time later on. But yeah, the main thing I remember about this is definitely the music behind this. But then like all this stuff that was coming across on the trailer was just all new to me, and I was sold on the movie itself. And then after the movie, Rey was just like, this is it. This is my character right here. I love her.
I mean, Rey was also my absolute obsession after this movie, and this was a trailer, I think, where it really started to kick in, because the first point of this trailer, it has that little piano hit, and it's Rey, that first shot of Rey where she opens up the thing, and you see her in the mask, and that's like, oh my god, what is this? And I feel like my thoughts when I saw this trailer, the teasers were great, there's been an awakening, have you felt it, and all that, like, that's cool, but this trailer, I feel like, was their announcement that, like, guys, this movie's coming out, but like Star Wars is back. The saga is returning. We're setting up the next era. This is a franchise again. We've been away for a while. This is going to be epic because, like I just said with the Eclipse trailer, this kind of had everything, right? We're not hiding the fact that it's the Millennium Falcon. We're not hiding the fact that there's lightsabers. We're not hiding the fact that the X-Wings are going to be flying through and blowing up ships. And Harrison Ford has been revealed. So now here's Han. Mm-hmm. The Force it's real. All of it. Like it was filled with so much wonder in the sense that like, oh, we're starting something massive here, and you get to be a part of it. And it is wild. I think that this was like 10 years ago. We were all like, okay, here we go.
Yeah. So like parts of the trailer itself that I was watching just now. I remember a lot about Ninja Turtle Rey because she had the mask on and but and just there's a lot of criticism that I saw on it, but again, back to a desert planet, that kind of thing. I think I'm just going through your notes here, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I think
for it.
I think this is
we just chatting.
Because of what you said, Star Wars is back. We are defining what Star Wars is now in the new millennium. This is probably one of the best trailers ever for Star Wars, I think.
Yes, and let's go there. I agree. One of the best trailers for Star Wars ever. Let's, though, figure out, is it the best trailer ever? I have 2 that I would like to put in the conversation with you, and you are obviously free to add as many as you would like as well.
Okay.
The first one I would add is that I think it's the first trailer for Solo. It is the one with the guitar music in it. That's like, I grew up in the streets of Corellia.
That's right.
Yeah, like most of the stuff was not in the final film because of the reshoots. I love Solo. Make Solo 2 happen. But that trailer, I was like, ooh. Like everything about it was just so like unlike anything we'd seen in Star Wars before. Like it was guitar music and rock and roll and like speeders. And I'm like, oh, this is, it felt like Han, his personality in that trailer. And everyone looked so good. And it really gave me a sense of aesthetic that we had never seen. We saw the little, like the Western shot with him in the blaster and stuff. So I'll put that trailer up as one of them. And then my personal favorite, before I want to see what you got as well, the final trailer for The Rise of Skywalker.
I would agree.
That one with the epic theme.
Yeah.
I have the only one I've ever videoed myself watching. I have a video reaction that I have on my phone still. And I cry. It's the only one I've ever actually cried during, because it's just, I'm getting chills like just thinking about that trailer. Like the music kicks in the Samuel Kim orchestral version, and then it says, the story will end, the saga lives forever. I almost got that tattooed on my body before the movie. I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't really care for episode 9. But I will still say, I think that trailer is the most beautiful encapsulation of what Star Wars means to me. Like, there was a moment where I remember we were in Slack and we posted it and we're all freaking out about it. And Trev got in there, our keeper of the timeline and our Star Wars Archives host was like, oh my God, this is going to be the best Star Wars movie ever. And I don't think there's any way you can watch that trailer and not think that.
Right. Hadn't seen anything
the
from
last
it.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the Palpatine laugh. This is like the big one. So that's my thought. What do you think? What else kind of goes what else kind of takes the king?
I am 100% agree with you on the Rise of Skywalker trailer. I remember exactly where I was. I remember my friends were, or my friend was, we were in a hotel. I was coming back from a hunting trip, and I remember like y'all were doing a live like viewing of the trailer, and I was sitting in a hotel room on my phone watching this while my friend was like, we're going downstairs to the sports bar to watch football. And I was like, I will see you in an hour.
Right? We're going to talk about it.
Yeah. And they left and I was in there and I watched it over and over and over again. And yeah, like you said, like what was it? The story ends with the saga will live forever.
Yeah.
It is.
I think that's it. Yeah.
It is. We thought this was the culmination. This was going to be the best movie of the entire saga of the Skywalker saga, and we were just all in for sure. Like this, I mean, this was. I thought it was going to be, and I think a lot of people thought it was going to be like one of the best movies that Star Wars have ever made. I mean. I think a lot of people can agree that it was not, but regardless, the trailer was awesome and it was badass, and they did a great job for it, and they made a lot of hype for people to go see it. So that's really what the trailer's all about, is to get people hyped up to go see it, and then you see what you see, and you either go back and watch it again or you don't. So I agree with you on the Rise of Skywalker trailer. I think the other trailer, I don't remember a lot about it, but I know that I loved that it got me even probably, well, it got me the third most excited was Rogue One. Because I knew,
I'm so glad you brought this up.
I knew that it was the backstory of how it all started. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna get all this backstory. This is when I was first getting to all the Star Wars, and the backstory with the novels that I was reading, and like getting the details that not everybody knows, because you have to read all the books, you have to read the comics, you have to see all that stuff. This was going to give us further detail into how this all started, and I was like, yeah, this is it. So I was really excited about Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One was really great, and also. If you haven't watched that first Rogue One trailer in a while, go back and do it. Because I said, some of the soul stuff isn't in it. There's not a single shot of that first Rogue One trailer that's in the final film. Absolutely none of it is in there. You got Krennic walking with his cape in the water. Nope, that's gone.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Of like, we're rebels, aren't you? Or I rebel. Nope, that's gone.
Right.
Like, every single part of that trailer is... I remember going through it somewhat recently, maybe last year, and like, wow, it's 0%. It's a really great trailer, and you still kind of get what the movie's about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, wow, none of this. Like they're running on the beach with the plans under the walker. Nope, that's gone. Like the entire thing is just not in the trailer. But I think that's one thing that Star Wars has really nailed. It sounds so easy to say, but they know how to make a trailer. They know how to get people excited about it. Like, and it's so hard to do. I think that there's some that aren't as great. I want to see the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer on the big screen, and I'm sure that this Christmas season and stuff, they're going to put it in front of a lot of stuff like Avatar and all these other things, which are going to be great, and I think that'll really get me going. But because we already have a little bit of experience with that character on the smaller screen, I think it's a little more confusing. Like, we talked about the trailer. We really liked the trailer. I'm in on it, for sure. But it didn't quite give me the chills aspect. I think that first trailer for The Hunt for Ben Solo. Nope, never mind. For Starfighter. That first Starfighter trailer, I think, is going to get me like this. I think that they have their work cut out for them. And if the history of their trailer skills are any clue to what they're going to do, I think that one is going to just launch me out of my seat.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think, that one's gonna be above, like head and shoulders above the Mandalorian Grogu trailer. Yeah, because they're going to because this is going to be more of a serious kind of like Star Wars-y, because the what do we say about the Mandalorian Grogu trailer? It was more like a
It was like pulpy.
Yeah.
It's like a fun, like Indiana. It was more Indiana Jones adventure.
Yes. Yeah, like adventure-y kind of thing. So I'm sure it's gonna be great. I'm not poo-pooing it, but
no,
I think
just different.
Like you said, Disney knows how to make trailers, and they're gonna make us excited for whatever they put out, because they can put 2 minutes together that is gonna make anything look badass. So
and if you want us to be really excited, Disney, you should make a trailer for The Hunt for Ben Solo.
It's only 2 minutes. That's all you gotta do is make 2 minutes of it.
Proof of concept.
See what kind of reaction you get to it. Just put it together. Put it out there on YouTube and see how many millions of views you get, and then tell me that you don't want to do it, Bob.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's not this kind of guy. But if Adam Driver's like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm just gonna mention it. And then see, and let them see, hey, see what the people want? Don't they want me back? I know. I believe in you, Adam, in your dastardly ways, but it's fun. I feel like we always end these shows like with a mixture of like looking back and then looking ahead. Like it's the anniversary of the Force Awakens trailer, yes, but then we're looking ahead to all these other projects, even the ones that didn't happen. And like always,
10 years ago, like he's 10
decade
years ago. We've come so far. We were so young, such young pups.
We're so young. We're full of hope. What was going on? But every single day we lose a little less. So next week the light will leave our eyes a little more, and you can be here for it because we will be back talking all things Star Wars. But that's gonna be next week. Because, my friends, that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Youtini Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to be here next week for us to give you all the other updates. And then head over to youtini.com to make sure that you know everything that's going on. Check out the timeline. Check out the release schedule. And you know what? We got a book coming out tomorrow, The Last Order by Kwame Mbalia. It's a young adult novel featuring Finn and Janna. A review will be on the site. So make sure to check that out and see what we thought about it. But until next time, may the Force be with you.